The time has come.
Now, continuing on into level 6, this level contains another one of those buttons that we need to press in order to fully complete the level. Oh, and in this section we have a Gordo chasing us. And we have these guys falling down where we have to stop them unless they want... because if they hit the ground, they'll nuke the entire screen. There we are. I don't need that maximum tomato. Now I need to... Oh dear. Okay, we got the hammer back. That's the important part. We just walk right over that Gordo. One thing I had forgotten to mention about Kirby's moveset is that if you double tap, he actually starts to run, which is new for this game. It wasn't in Kirby's Dream Land, which I'm kind of thankful it wasn't in Kirby's Dream Land. That's a Game Boy game, and if it was in that, then, you know, that would have had a much smaller screen, and you would have been running into something you couldn't really see. If we destroy these bricks, there's a door here, and up here we have a bomb. Now when this hits, it's going to create a wall in front of that door, and we have to get to that door before the wall appears, so let's move. And there we are. Simple as that. And then it allows us to hit this button. On, we can go through the actual door we're meant to go through once we deal with this Blade Knight. And here we have a dark section of the stage. It looks nice, but the important thing... Oh, I'll just get rid of that. The important thing is those enemies I just killed. These ones here that flash. If you suck them up and swallow them, you then gain the light ability, which has one use, as you can see, but using it will allow us to see everything that's in this room. It's very situational, it's only useful in these dark rooms, but at the very least, it's only really given to you in those dark rooms, so it's not like you're given it by accident or anything. Anyway, that's the end of level 6, and I believe that's the last level of Butter Building, and we're going to be moving on to the boss now. Although first, of course, we're going to do the egg-catching game. Okay, yeah, there we are. And a white door, so that's how we know we hit the button. The egg catcher. We did this before. This is where we open our mouth to catch the eggs, but don't want to catch the bombs. One strategy is to just allow yourself to miss eggs if there are bombs right next to the eggs. Oh, he faked me out. But we managed to get 5,000 points. And that's the end of that. The Warp Star Station is still here. The high jump ability is not that useful. Is there a museum in this world? It's a different session than when I last played, so I don't remember. There we are. Let's see what's in here. Oh man, it's just the ability I have. Oh man. Alright, let's try to face this boss using a high jump. And this, I believe, is the sun and the moon. These two are quite annoying. See, the thing with the sun and the moon is that you can only attack one of them at a time. They have two different health bars, and if you don't have a copy ability, the only thing that drops projectiles is the opposite one that you're fighting. So right now the moon is shooting stars at us. That's what we have to use to fight the sun, assuming we don't just jump at the guy. Which is not that great, because he spends most of his time on the ground. And I just spat in the wrong direction. You cannot suck up his moon boomerang. I guess he's Moon Knight from Marvel Comics. You can only suck up the remnants of that sunbeam. So yeah, these guys are a bit tough. Especially compared to the last... Oh my. Especially compared to the last two bosses, which granted, I mean, the paint boss was somewhat annoying, but at the very least, with the paint boss, I mean, you had an ability, you were pretty much good. Alright, sun's first up. I generally have an easier time fighting the sun because the moon's projectiles all they are stars. It's not like a laser beam that also lands stars. It's just plain old stars. Nemesis would not be pleased. I thought that first jump he did was meaning the moon's gonna come up now. Or moon come down, rather. When he starts flashing, that's how you know he's gonna shoot his Atari beam. Oh man, and I only managed to get one. I am scared. Okay, we're fine. Moon, you gonna start shooting stars? There we are. That dealt with the sun, and for some reason he still uses his sunbeam, because if he didn't, we couldn't win this fight. Oh, and they crash into each other. That's that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's grab this star rod. We just barely managed to survive that boss. Then we continue onward. On to level 4, Grape Garden. Was the one balloon worth it, Kirby? You didn't even get it. Ah, poor Kirby. Anyway, Grape Garden Stage 1 also features a button. So you can tell they're getting much more frequent as the stages continue. Anyway, we're gonna use our fire ability. Very similar to Bubbly Clouds with the background here. We have a vertical section now. We're actually gonna... oh dear. You can only land on the purple bits. We're actually gonna want the beam ability for the button, so I might as well grab it now. Oh man, the game is unfortunately lagging because the star is bouncing around with its physics. Oh man, and now we have this kind of like... oh! Come here! I want your ability. There we are. We finally got UFO. This is the ability I was trying to show off so long ago, where we move around freely, we can charge up a projectile, and we can do a laser and a beam. So it's one of the most unique abilities, but it also doesn't allow you to use it outside of levels if you try to leave the level with this. It's also not what we can use for the... well, maybe we can use it, I don't know. But anyway, this area, very nice background. There's some Aurora Borealis going on over there. There's a lot of Waddle-Doos, and this... where was it? There it was. There was one of those block formations where, instead of being grid, it was all filled in. And that's where a secret hidden door is. I don't like the secret hidden doors. There's very little indication of them being there. And they get real annoying with it later on. It's the reason why, when I first played this, I never actually got all of the buttons. Anyway, we can... oh. Now, if you start charging up with the UFO, it can't turn around at that point. Oh man. Oh dear. It's okay, we got it back. It's also impossible to leave UFO form. I'm gonna ignore that enemy for now. It's impossible to leave UFO form unless you get rid of your ability completely. We got a 2. And as you can see, the UFO ability is now gone. But luckily, the stage is complete, so we can move on. Let's try out this crane game here. Use the buttons to move the crane and try and get a Kirby. We already know what this is. Last time we unfortunately didn't get a single life, but the little Kirby, the easier one to catch, is much closer this time. So hopefully we should be able to grab him in our first go. I'd much rather get just one life than none. There we are, perfect catch. Let's go for the little one again. It doesn't matter too much. Gaming over in this game doesn't mean anything at all. I think it, like, lowers your score or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter at all. But we managed to grab 2 lives from that bonus game. Very nice.